Hey, guess what, everybody? Go listen to the Break It Down show.
So I'm guilty of being fickle in that you can ask me some days, hey, man, how you feel about Earth, Wind & Fire? Oh, that's my favorite band.
Right. Okay.
How you feel about Confunction? Oh, that's my favorite band.
My favorite band.
How do you feel about Palmer? Oh, my favorite band. But the truth is that list is finite.
Okay.
You know, and it includes Earth, Wind & Fire, Tower of Power,
Okay.
Confunction, Ozo Motley, and Toni.
That's it. That's the list. Toni makes the cut.
It makes the cut. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, if you ask my musical confidants, my co-conspirators, the people who would know,
Right.
they'll tell you, yeah, of course it's on the list. Toni has not just been something to enjoy, but they've become something important in
Right.
modern music in our
Right.
generation.
He has got a knack. He's one of those people he's got a cultural genius where he can go out and find these acts that are emerging and say, ooh, they got it. They got it. We need some of that sound. So we really can thank him for a lot of the last 20 years of music. He's been a big piece of why it is what it is.
And so let's just say, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with Dwayne Wiggins, and let's let him describe it himself because he said it better than we could.
Absolutely.
This just happens to be something I'm fucking hella good at. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, though.
You don't have to watch your language. You can do whatever you want.
See, you're winning with me because I don't know why I took in mind like this shit is live. It's live. You can't take it back. All Microphone right. Check 1 2. What is this? This is dope. How y'all did this? You guys hook this up.
Bam. Anyway,
that's what I'm talking about.
All right,
let's go.
We're with Dwayne Wiggins. We're here at Mindseed Studios. Man, what a great place.
It's actually Mindseed Sound Stage.
Is it Mindseed Sound Stage?
Yes, sir. Let's put it out there.
All right.
All right. So we're with Dwayne Wiggins at Mindseed Sound Stage.
That's it.
Yes, indeed.
You know what? I got to say this. That made it official because I never put it in any presses. It's just like maybe a week or so ago, we decided to call this the Sound Stage because that's what it moves like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It definitely is about
It's a scoop.
Yeah. It does. And you can do anything in here. And it gives that vibe. Like if you want to, what do you want to shoot a concert movie in here? Yeah. You can do it. Yeah. You can, it's sort of like when Prince made Graffiti Bridge. He did the whole thing inside Paisley Park.
I didn't know that.
You could do
everything. Makes sense. That's why it turned into a tourist attraction. Paisley Park. That's dope.
So what is your vision for this place? Tell us about that.
Man, my vision for this place is to very much what we were talking about. I want to, after working with so many artists in particular, one of the young artists, Zendaya, which was a Disney artist. And, I've been around so many, different young artists and producing. I just realized that, a sound stage where groups rehearse and it's so much reality that goes on behind there and you're able to build out and do this and do that. It's like, I want a place where people can just be creative and let's, document and show what it is. And, let's let the story be told from a raw angle. So I set this stage up, as you notice, that nothing ever changes. It's always set up for jams. So
at any time.
Anytime. So it's all about us being able to stream what's going on right now.
Right.
Streaming our stuff outside of Oakland and giving the world, a dose
Capture
of Oakland.
It, put it out.
Taste of Oakland, straight up.
Man.
So that would be if we're in the green room.
Yep.
Let's say if we may want to shoot infomercial on something, but we could have it live, studio audience, worldwide live, that's fly.
Yeah.
And so like you were saying earlier, I mean, I always figure like, I look at it like live, I could say something wrong or maybe not. I would have never even known because I didn't take that in mind, but this is to be live all the time.
Wow.
Like the Pop Life thing was go live or go home. That's what it is. That room in there, the green room, what goes on the urban garden that we're putting together. And everything's going to be shot. That's my vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had a camera in your hand the last 30 years. You've captured practically everything you've done.
I wouldn't say the last 30 years.
Okay.
Maybe about
for many years.
20 something years.
Oh, just 20 something years.
Just 20
just about 22.
But you are all about the capturing.
I didn't know that. I just liked how that stuff looked, I guess, when the Destiny's Child thing, by me getting a lot of footage of them when they were young and working in the studio and everything else around it.
Yeah.
I was able just to see some things that we could implement into making a better artist.
Sure.
Like some of the things you guys like to do outside or whatever you do. How can we put that into the fold of some of the songs you write or some of the ways she performed on stage. When I see some of the moves she does now, I'm like, I remember seeing her standing behind the board doing crazy shit like this, throwing her hand off.
Right.
And it seems like she was already figuring out, I'm taking that to the stage.
Developing what that brand was going to look like.
Right. So I've always felt like, even us as a Tony's, the way we used to rehearse is, of course, everybody knows, we considered ourselves the modern Sly.
Yeah.
In the Family Stone.
Mm-hmm.
But we would sit through and go through rehearsals, man. And then we found a person that had tapes of Sly's rehearsals and interviews and all that. So that's when we took on this whole Sons of Soul thing with the playing underneath the rainbow and all of that.
Right.
It's like, that documentation of stuff.
Well, I think though that our listeners should know that this has been a running theme with you and your approach to making music and to making product is that the capturing of whatever magic was going on.
Yeah.
You signed Destiny's Child to House of Music.
Yeah.
Early on in their career.
Like 1995. Yeah.
How old were they?
13 to 14.
13 and 14 years old.
How did you come across them?
I met Beyonce early on with a good buddy of mine. His name is Lonnie. He's like brother. We were all raised together from kids. But, the Tonys, we were out, and I think Beyonce was about 9 years old. And I met her in East Oakland.
Insane. 9 years old.
Sitting in the back seat, and my buddy asked her to sing. She hit a few bars or whatever, and it was cool. They had another name, I think, called the Dolls or something. It was like a lot of kids, they danced in the whole bit.
Right.
And I guess some years had passed, and I was hanging in East Oakland over my buddy's pad again. I asked him, "Hey, what happened to that girl group?" "Oh man, they went through some changes. They got drops or something." I was like, "Oh, so what did they ever sound like?" And I guess he let me hear some things. I was like, "Damn, they were pretty hot." So next thing I know, about maybe a few months later, I get a phone call, and it's Matthew Knowles on the phone.
Okay.
And
that's Beyonce's father.
Yeah, Beyonce's dad. And he was asking me if I was interested in a girls group, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, what do they do? He said, sing. It's such girl time or whatever it was called. I was like, well, let me hear them. He sent me a tape of them. Notice that was, I said a tape. He sent me a tape.
Yeah. He sent you a tape.
You know what I mean? And so I played the tape, heard the voices. I was like, that's not no freaking 13-year-old. So I called him back. I was like, cool, man. I mean, that music was dope. I mean, it was nice, whatever. But, that's not no 13-year-old though. I know that. I mean, so who's really singing? He's
right.
Like, oh, that's really the girl. I was like, okay, he said, I want to sing your VHS. He sent it to me.
Again on tape.
On the VHS. You know what I'm saying? Stuck it in the VCR.
Yeah.
Who still got VCRs?
Man.
I know y'all asses do.
No,
we just got to notice, and we didn't have a CD player.
I know y'all got a VCR.
Other than that, man, I'm old.
You know what I got? I got a bunch of tapes from when I got my mass comm degree from Hayward. And I got a bunch of 3/4-inch VHS that I can't even find a player for. So I got the stuff I'd like to have.
I didn't know that you went to Hayward.
Yeah, I went to Hayward.
Cal State Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still live up by there.
Oh, do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it up there. It's nice.
Yeah, it is, man.
It is. That's
beautiful.
a really nice part of the Bay Area. That
yeah, they got their own little thing going over there.
You know, it's funny. One time, so we were there, and the Rodney King stuff had happened, right? And we had a bunch of angry people. We're not Berkeley.
What was that? What was that like? 90 what?
92, something like that, right? And so they were all fired up, protesting. We're going to protest. And they walked down the hill. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Hayward, the campus is up on the hill. It's on a plateau.
Way at the top of that shit.
They got to the bottom, and they're like, okay, protest is over. We're not walking back up.
We're tired. Everybody was tired.
This thing's on the side of a mountain.
Think about that. That is Hayward right there.
Yeah.
Really, bro.
They were mad as hell.
So
you got a VHS tape.
Yeah, I put it in.
We do digress around here.
And 4 girls sitting on the stools blowing. I was like, damn.
Yeah, you could see them, and they really were 13, 14 years old.
I said, nobody's going to ever believe this.
Uh-huh.
So, we talked about some business, and I ended up, signing the group, taking them to, they had a lot of interest at Sony, Columbia at that time. The figures were a certain number. I just came in and put a little something on it and developed a few little things. They were already pretty fly,
Yeah, they had a direction. They knew what they wanted to do.
They knew what they wanted, whoa. So from there, it was basically a lot of polishing up and just, being more of a mentor besides just a producer.
So I want to capture the part of this story that you told us before, which was that you put them in a house.
Yeah, this is like, we talking 96, you know what I'm saying? This is way before, reality shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This was the real world with Destiny
This
Child.
was the real ass world.
So,
I mean, I found a 6-bedroom pad of about Lake Merritt in Oakland. And, property was pretty cheap back then. Big ass house, over there. And I had to furnish it. So I put the numbers together thinking about, if I put them in a hotel, that's this many rooms and such for 2, 3, 4, 5 months. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At a Marriott. So I was like, let me just do a house up. So, I fixed it up and whatever, They all had separate rooms. Like Beyonce and Kelly were in a room that's painted red, and Latavia was saying they had all the different little painted rooms, and then I had to hire a tutor that would come to the house. They had to cook. It was really real fly. So, and we spent a lot of time around each other. So that's what it was like, man, really developing a group. And then I learned a lot from that because it's different when you sign kid groups. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
a whole different legal ball of wax. It's a whole
different ball of wax. The music and whatever else is one thing. The business parts, but then the youth, underage business is its own situation.
Just the management dynamic of the personalities.
The court approval stuff. I'm not saying it's a headache, but it's stuff you have to factor in.
Right.
And when you start thinking about you want to work with this child artist and develop them, you got to really look at, all right, who's the support? Like, what's the parents? You really watching them. Like, can I really fuck around and do business with it? Right. The parents are their mind together.
Yep.
You got to separate
because
yourself.
Boy, they could make things complicated.
No, they, get to hanging around you while you're doing what you do, and everybody start thinking the shit's easy, and they don't consider it like, it's like, you take your kid to school, drop them off at school, and take your ass home.
Right.
And let them get the game and let them get the business, and then,
if they're smart.
If they're smart. So that's what I learned early on, because I thought so I learned how to really control and monitor your situation and stay focused at what the vision and bring closure to your project, with more youthful groups than grown groups, because people of age sometimes have their ways set and don't want to bend.
Wow. Early on, when Toni was at the height of your powers.
Yeah.
I was telling Pete, I was a young musician, and to have a group.
I saw that when Juan came in here and you guys was talking the whole bit, and he just said, go play the drums right quick. Cause I was like, oh, you really one of those cats? Cause I respect Juan big time. Man.
Yeah, man.
And if he threw that bone that way, I was like, oh, you one of those dudes. You really play.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
right, let's get some.
I got
no,
some.
look.
Man, if you come to Mindseed, you might get put on the spot.
You know what I'm saying? Turn around the drums right there. Look, let's go get some.
Yeah. Man.
But I'm sorry.
So no, but we will. But but the thing that I want to make sure that our listeners understand about Toni is that you guys were not only just a funky band, but groups then were really focused on singing, rapping, because hip hop was really just getting swelling at the time.
Yeah.
You guys made it cool to be musicians.
I mean, our whole thing, the way we came together, we weren't some of what you would call the dopest musicians. We don't read music. We just basically, we were like a
hear
jam.
it, feel it, play it.
Yeah, we're like a jam band. Yeah. You know what I mean? We first started out as, what was called Toni. It was just me, Raphael, and then Tim. And, we used to sit in the room and use like some black police around the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Throwing down with a Motown flavor, with a rock overtones, a lot of guitar solos. Hell of a lot of guitar solos. Yeah.
But that's what I think of. When somebody says Dwayne Wiggins, I don't think of all the management stuff, all the grown-up things that you have to bring to the table as a mentor to young artists.
Well,
I think guitar player.
Being up in Oakland, for me, child of the 70s, I watched groups like Sly and the Family Stone perform at the Infirmary Park, or watch them rehearse, watch Larry Graham rehearse and all that type of stuff. And seeing that type of stuff, you watch that they were strong with imagery. You could be going to the grocery store to get shopping with your mom or whatever, and you see Sly Stone or Grand Central Station pull up in the white caddy, like that 7-0 out there. Not a drop top at that time, but he had the little diamond in the back or whatever.
Yeah.
And he got on the big afro wig and the silver boots and the jeans with this girl. And it's like, they are this shit. They all the time. So our imagery and everything else was just part of how we used to go out and party and have fun.
Okay.
We'd go out to secondhand stores and get an old tuxedo, had the shoulders and stuff. Yeah, funny cut. We come, yeah, fool. I'm telling you, Toni.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how we used to act, and we incorporated how we would party on stage.
Wow.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
know
just
I mean?
continue the vibe, amplify the vibe.
Yeah, so a lot of groups at that time, you know, they sort of danced. They'd have moves and like Prince and Slide.
Right.
But we were out kicking it with Hammer them. So
right.
we gonna be some dudes doing cartwheels and splits.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Get
gonna be on in
guitar,
here.
the whole shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it like that. And we just gonna give them a little more jumping in the air with the guitars, and we ain't gonna just do side step kick. We gonna go. So that energy is what we used to, you know, be at Silks.
Yeah.
Be at all these other clubs I was around. It was a lot of places to develop that scene, but going way before that, we grew up where, you know, there was talent shows all the time.
Yeah.
There was music in schools.
Music in schools.
Yeah.
Music in schools
Man.
man. You know how much it takes to focus on counting and this, that, and the other to really master that instrument, man. We learned a lot about focusing by having that in school. I know that.
Right.
Because I was a very unfocused young man, let me tell you, until the point that the school
Thank goodness it was music in school.
Yes, thank goodness that the teacher at Castlemont was going to kick my ass for kicking the door down.
Man.
The tuba door down. It's a long story, but short. Anyway, we really come from, you know, that mentoring and developing and artist development, you know, watching Motown and all that.
Yeah.
Having a family that's, you know, father played blues, guitar, and sang, and being around these blues artists and all that, and having an opportunity to play music in schools, at our high school, and talent shows, production shows with the film department, with the dance department, full productions and stuff, and
understanding that the whole thing was a production. Everybody had to work together.
Yeah, you had full rehearsals. You know what I mean? Show up on time, whatever. Hey, you got out of school, such. We don't want to hear about it. It's the job, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's how hard it was in school with us. And, so we were able to learn that. So whenever we work with artists, we go into, all right, so this person's got to learn how to do interviews, because if they don't, how the fuck are they going to talk and say that I'm dope? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you going to prove that without being in all of that being, that ain't popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all got our own special space.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be an artist 100. Real artist is not controlled by just radio and shit. It's going out and do what you do and give back, change minds, uplift. You know what I mean? Or
all the time.
knock people down or whatever the fuck you think. But I mean, that's what the arts are fully about.
Okay.
So long story short, getting back into Destiny's Child, that's what I took in the fold when I brought them. And I brought that to the table. Mindless. I mean, I know that they did a lot of things with some people, but this Oakland experience was cold for them, and I see it a lot in everything they do today.
It was their foundation.
I love it, yeah. So it's likely for like Keisha Cole, who lived in the house of music with us for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of direct development. I mean, like mental, just, you know, exposure was key. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How am I going to take this ghetto mindset and show her this? You know, now she's taken it to a whole nother level and grown to be a beautiful woman, responsible with a child and the whole bit. But I mean, I met her, she was 17, 18 years old. Yeah. East Oakland, hard.
Knucklehead.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's hard to imagine.
But I learned a lot, you know what I mean? I had a daughter, so I learned a lot about Beyonce being around and having to deal with her father and her mom and how things were going. And my first child was my daughter, Alon. Uh-huh. And, woo.
It's a dynamic.
So, he trusts, I mean, that family trusted 4 young ladies, and they had 1 chaperone, which is Latavia's mom, who came, and they trusted them to be around me for 2 years. You know,
2 years.
And now Matthew would come every 2 weeks or so, and everything was tight.
Where was he?
He was in Texas.
In Texas.
Yeah.
So he would come out here every couple of weeks, just kind of check on everything,
make sure
see
everything
the
was staying
progress.
on point. Yeah.
And then, so what was it like day to day while you're developing an artist, when you really, they're steeped in, like, they know what they were going to be when they grew up. There was no playing around anymore.
Well, they had an idea,
13,
because I mean,
14.
you know what you're going to be, but we don't really know.
Right.
She couldn't even thought of me if I'm going to be this.
There's
I know
no way we could all imagine that.
Chick, but you have turned into a real household name,
right,
and a co-role model. I could say that not from what I've seen in television or radio, because I don't really watch a lot of television or anything, but I'm just saying, just seeing the moves that she's doing and how she's, even with her person, I was like, you dope.
Yeah.
You really dope.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You've been exposed to some real shit in life, and it shows through the way you deal with hardship and problems, because I've seen things she's had to deal with, and the rest of them as well, you know, and the way they're moving through this business and still coming out. I'm like, they dope. Well, they just dope, man, because this business is not easy at all.
No, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
You got to have that cold hustle mentality, and each one of them had that because of what they were exposed to.
Okay.
They were exposed to the family of Babyface and all that type of shit.
Right.
And me and all that. So that's like a lot of information for a kid.
That is.
Yeah.
That is. So in that process, when you had them and you were doing the grooming, how much of that, like, what's a day in the life there? Like, you got to.
The day in the life is, calling up to the house, making sure everybody is up,
Mm-hmm.
And,
it's got to be regimented because they're adolescents. You got to have.
Yeah, definitely. I had my team was tight. My team was very tight. Right management, right assistants, right, interns.
All these years I'm thinking, man, Dwayne is a bad guitar player. I had no idea all of this was going on. So, yeah, I know you have your team.
Right,
is
producers. I
I
had some co-producers where, even though I'm going on the road.
Right. They were in good hands back home.
It's got to keep moving.
Right.
And I was producing a lot of movie stuff, a lot of groups. Music was nothing. That's why I just did, knock something out. We produced tracks and forgot we did it.
Wow.
But, the opportunity to develop and see that you started with something and you were able to put some right pieces in there that person went up. That's winning.
Yeah, really catapulted.
I mean, you ran,
you
ran the rock and roll boarding school, I mean, you got these girls, you taught them everything,
I didn't say everything. I taught them a lot.
Well, and I'm not saying that, but you had to teach them the whole, by me, everything, I mean, the whole piece of it, like how to
I
be a professional.
Incorporated bringing 40-piece orchestras to the production with them.
Right.
That's one thing I was really heavy about. Classic songs sounding classic. There was a song that we did on the first album, never was released, and it's called Birthday. And
you love songs about occasions.
Yeah, man. You do.
Come on, man, because you always have them.
You always have them.
Thank you.
That's what we were talking about the other day. I was just counting
You're
up.
definitely have an occasion.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Here's what I know about Dwayne. Before we met, I could say, well, I know I've been married for 19 years and been with my wife for 24, so I could say that your guitar playing has gotten me laid at least 43 times.
That's right.
Because it's, we celebrate the anniversary of when we started going out, and then every time it happens, I know what's playing in the
Tony's
background.
make the music.
And I hear that little good and I put my hip in it. You know what I mean? So that's what I know about Dwayne, and now to get to know all of the things that you've done there. So the birthday song never got released.
No, but I mean, Claire Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you ever heard of Claire Fisher?
I don't know Claire Fisher.
He passed away, but he never passed away because his music will live on forever and in spirit. And so I had the opportunity, Tony's had an opportunity to work with him on Anniversary. It Never Rains and stuff in California. A team of songs before. So we carried that energy over to young artists. I put that orchestra, he put the orchestra to that song, and that song was just dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And never came out.
Wow.
Nothing like that, but that's classic stuff. And they were exposed to seeing some stuff like that really happen. Through all this orchestra was all here to make this song move that way.
Right.
And they watched it from scratch start. From something sitting right in the room, I'm doing the bass and putting the guitar and then bringing in the right musicians to play keys. And they heard it one way, but then when they heard that, they were like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wow.
Just open their mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a difference.
That type of stuff, that type of exposure is, it's invaluable.
Well, and yes, and I would concur by saying that, if you listen to Beyonce, the thing that you notice about Beyonce that I think separates her from other artists is that she doesn't have any limitation in her brain.
No, not at all.
She understands what it is she's trying to do, and there are no barriers.
Yeah.
I mean, if she wants 100 pieces, she'll go get them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing she's realized that there's no mistakes.
Yeah.
Only experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No
experiences.
That's a heavy thing. You just
only
said,
experiences.
That's the reality.
Really heavy thing. You
Yeah.
just said. I'm going to take a moment and soak that in. Okay. Let's talk about Pop Life.
Yep. Well, out of all working with them, working with Keisha, working with Alicia Keys, Alicia Keys. Oh man, working with India Arie. I work with a lot of bad chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then,
that's a roster.
After all of that, in 2003 or 2004, I started noticing that my kids were taking on that energy.
Wow.
You know, and they had been around badass musicians all their lives. You know?
Yeah. That's just normal for them.
You know, they've been around the Santanas.
Right. They grew up with a whole different kind of normal.
Right, exactly. And they never took it like these girls were, you know, whatever. This is the business and they work hard. Yeah. They just knew they work hard. That's it, you know. I started making sure, and I was on the road a lot, I started making sure that my kids were going to at least learn how to read in music. Yeah. So they like to jam, they like to go to church, they get out of church, they, you know, have the jam things going on with their buddies. But I made sure that they had the right type of teachers that could hold their attention and give them the fundamentals of the game. Okay. So they could have that weapon as well. Yeah. And that being so, you know, my son Dylan started taking on the keyboard first, and at about 6 years old, 7 maybe. And by the time he was 11 years old, he was playing classical for real, like with a soul twist. Wow. And it was ridiculous. So, you know, we used to do things together. You know, I never had a nonprofit or anything like that back then, but I worked with a lot of nonprofits. I'd go back to certain schools and do things where I could speak to kids about being focused and such and whatever, you know, the whole giving back thing. But it was really sincere. But when I started incorporating my son with him, he was playing keys behind me and I could talk about songs that's classic, and he'd go into stuff and then he'd do some hip hop stuff. I always kept the kids' attention and the parents too, because we were playing together. So we did a little something called Papa Son. We would go out and have fun Papa like that. Yeah. I had a little shuttle bus. So me, my wife, my daughter, both my sons, we would all go. We had a cafe, and it's called the Java House. We had our own coffee. Did a lot of stuff in the community. And he would, you know, we always had an upright piano sitting in the cafe. And this was a spot where everybody came. If you had something you want to say to the community, people that's lobbying to be president, you know, Jens Kucinich came through there lobbying, and KRS-One came through there, you know, 40.
Drop some knowledge.
Yeah, you know, it was just it was like a small cafe, but it was like the House of Blues. Yeah. Had a little acoustic set, and if you can get on the carpet and get it, you was a shit.
Where was it?
Off of Lakeshore in Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
it was just a gathering place.
Oh, it was definitely
just kind of like this. Yeah. I mean, it seems like you've taken that environment throughout your life and just really put that environment in places where you could expose people to other people, and that's been a running thread for you.
That's been my gas. That's been my energy to do all of this. Yeah. Because I like creating, and I'm sure everybody likes creating. This just happens to be something I'm fucking hella good at. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, no.
Don't mince words.
No. Okay, there we go.
No, I know.
I'm just saying. Yeah. This is just something that I'm very passionate about.
Right.
That's it.
But you got to have someone. I mean, it's one thing to be creative.
You are fucking hella good at this shit. I'm gonna say it, man.
I feel more creative by being here. You are not only creative, but you're creating a creative place for creative people. That's triple
and that's
creative.
the only way it comes back around, bro.
Yeah.
To me, that's the only way it comes back around. You got to surround yourself with the right energy, or it's bad. Sorry. That's it. And a lot of the people, I'm learning from them as well. That's the only way I keep up with this high techness. You know what I mean? Yeah. I haven't been around my kids as much, you know, since my divorcement. And, is that such word, divorcement?
It is now.
It is now. Look, that's the cool thing about life, don't you, man? No mistakes.
No.
Yeah.
That might be in the dictionary. 40 got for shizzle in the dictionary.
Yeah. He got for shizzle in the dictionary.
He may have, bro.
Anything. I'm gonna, you know what? I just want to give a shout out to Darrell because he's capturing this on film. I want to throw up my 707 shirt because I'm repping.
This fool is not having 707.
I brought Vallejo into this Oakland
studio.
studio.
Hey man, hold on. I had to witness 415 turning into 510.
Man,
so you know
that's right.
You got robbed. Yeah.
Yeah, man, they got us.
Yeah.
Richie Rich came up with 41510.
Yeah,
man. Yep.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah. If you get a t-shirt like that, that's classic too. But I like that, man. It looks like the Jack Daniels thing.
It does.
Yeah.
Just want to point out the Benicia zip code is 94510. See, so there you go. I got 415 and 510 in it.
For real?
Oh yeah, 94510.
Numbers, man.
Yeah, that's a lot. We really did digress, but it's in there. So,
a lot of people.
Where were we? Oh, we were talking about pop life. So,
yeah. Okay, so yeah, from that, you know, kids at the house. I remember Jaden. You know, his first instrument he picked up was a violin. And he was going to school by the house where they had a nice violin teacher, nice violin class. So, you know, he got into it. That's one of those, that's a thinking instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's one of those thinkers.
Wow.
So he took to that and he was getting pretty good at it, you know? And, so Dylan was doing a lot of things with young artists in Oakland. And I'd always, you know, you walk in my house and it looked like this.
Yeah.
Right.
In the living
Always,
room. Man, I
always
love that.
instruments.
TV.
Always.
There's a drum stand.
Right.
There's a Fender Rose behind the couch.
Uh-huh.
You're in the jam session.
There's
you're walking my path.
no excuse not to
No.
express.
My girl hated it.
Oh.
But, sometimes she loved it when she saw how, damn, I just got a concert right now.
Uh-huh.
Sitting in the front.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's how Pop Life was created, just like the Tony, right in the living room.
Right.
My kids, Jaden wanted to be in the group or wanted to jam with his brother. And so the name Pop Life kind of came because the song Pop Life, I figured Jay converting over. I was like, Jay, you should mess with the bass. Even though Jaden was messing with the guitar, Pop Life had a simple bass line. Bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
Bump, bump, bump. That was like a simple song
but
to
it
show
was
him
slidey
and Dylan
it
was
was
making
funky.
it feel, no matter how terrible you would have been on bass, he was making it feel like you're this.
Yeah.
Because he could lock down the gun. Yeah.
Nice.
So, that was the entry to that. But anyway, one of the guys, I think it was Dylan, probably said, we call the group Pop Life. And we all just like, yeah, Pop Life.
So it's been called Pop Life for a long, long time.
Yeah, it was just family biz, you know what I mean? In the living room my pad.
Right.
Started with me and Bill doing that type of stuff, and then the family.
But you just had instruments laying around, and anybody could gravitate toward whatever spoke to them.
Cahoon over there in the corner.
Uh-huh.
Always had a pad drum, pan drum.
Yeah.
The extended family was from Trinidad. So,
wow.
Yeah, Trinidad, Tobago. Oh, I love it so.
Man.
Yes, sir.
I'm a big fan of the steel pan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the steel pan.
Yeah. So
that's a song right there,
Okay.
That.
All right. It is now.
Yeah.
It will be. So let's see. Where is Pop Life now? What are you guys up to?
Pop Life right now is a brand that we've created that we are feeding the energy of new artists through Oakland. On the sound stage a lot, you're going to see some things that Pop Life are going to produce. It's always been the Pop Life project.
All right.
Zendaya, who's going to shake it up, was a part of Pop Life.
Okay.
Before she went on to do super great things.
Right.
Najee Jeter is a young artist, who's a part of Pop Life, and he's played, backup roles in Grown Ups 1 and 2. I think he played Chris Rock's son.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Adam Sandler and all
Yeah.
that. So experienced cat, and he was like a background singer, rapper with Pop Life at that time. Kaylani Parrish, who's going on to do things right now with, Nick Cannon.
Wow.
And my sons are actually, Jaden and Dylan are in, LA working, producing, and running the production of Raphael Sadiq, my brother.
Yeah.
So I'm here managing the fortress in terms of what we create through Pop Life, and I've found some very talented young artists coming into the Bay Area. So I'm excited right now. I've been having a lot of fun. Besides the grown up stuff I do, and I do the grown up stuff out here.
Yeah.
We give back, bro. You know what I mean? We are community based, and we give back a lot around here, and that's what makes it work. House of Music was in West Oakland, right where it all was going down, but I created the best energy right there. And I'm sure some great things going to happen.
That was kind of the dawn of West Oakland coming back too. You're right. In 97 is when it started making the turn. You know what I mean? And like I said, I had signed Destiny's Child in 95, so you know where it was. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The first song from Destiny's Child, Strange Enough, no one knows. I bet you guys don't even know. I'm sure you don't know. The first song that came out of Destiny's Child.
I don't know.
Go ahead, give it to us.
Everybody remembers the song. No. Yeah. That was the first song with Wyclef on it.
Yeah.
But that actually wasn't the first. The very first song is a song called Killing Time, and it was on the Men in Black soundtrack.
No fooling.
Yes.
Wow.
Sir. Yes.
And that was 97.
97.
Right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying here right now.
Man.
Yes, sir.
You've been on the front of several movements like that. Do you think you have a nose for that? Is that good timing? Like New Jack Swing comes out and you're right there in the front with all the early bands doing
Man,
that.
we were blessed to have an early relationship with Teddy Riley, Aaron and Damien.
Yeah.
And the whole crew, from start. That's one of the first groups we met when we came out in 88. We met them in Atlantic City at a music conference. And, I'll never forget when they were coming down the elevator, in their outfits and their hair and over. I think Aaron had the little Gumby cut then or something.
Yeah, right.
So I remember what's going on. I was like, that's them dudes, man. That's them dudes. Well, it ain't God. It was three of them. It's three of us.
Right.
Yeah.
But we became great friends, and Teddy Riley reproduced and made a mix to one of our songs called Baby Doll, and ripped it. And we were already on tour together. Us, Guy, Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, Heavy D and the Boys, Cool Mo D, but everybody. I mean, we went
from
tours like that to. Before that, though, we had toured with Earth, Wind & Fire first.
Oh, whoa.
We had toured with Earth, Wind & Fire
Let's
first.
start there. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I just want to say, first of all, I remember that tour, that great big tour with Guy. I worked at Guitar Center in Oakland when there used to be the Guitar Center
on San Pablo.
Yeah.
18th and
San Pablo.
Yeah. They had the backstage across the street.
Right.
Yep.
Well, you guys had signed a drum hit. I worked in the drum department, of course, and you guys had signed a drum hit and put it up there. And Aaron was standing right in front of me, and he was looking at it. And so I said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" I didn't know who they were. I'd never even heard of Guy. And he said, "Hey, man, what's up?" And he was looking at the drum head, and I said, "Oh, that's Toni, man. We're right here from right here in Oakland." He goes, "I know. We're playing at the Coliseum with them tonight."
Oh, yeah. I remember we played that show.
Yeah.
And
it was just that night, and they were just, I guess, around downtown and popped in the Guitar Center.
Sheila E. came on stage with us.
Man, that night.
And played drums,
Wow. So
that's incredible.
Let's go back to
that's fine.
When you guys started, and you were saying that you had your first recording contract had to wait until you had become adults.
Well, not us, but other people in our band.
Okay.
They were just coming out of Castlemont at 17 years old and stuff, so we, the band had went from 3 of us to 6 of us, with us, bringing in our other cousin Elijah.
Okay.
And then, Antron, and then, Carl Wheeler. And at that time we were trying to work deals like that, but, we didn't proceed with that. It was the 3 of us, so it was easy. We were all over 18. I definitely was. I was 20 something.
Okay.
Everybody else was like 18, 19 years old. And the first tours that we did, that kind of made us take our Toni thing more serious was that Raphael was on tour with, Sheila E. and I was on tour with Tremaine Hawkins. And so we were getting a chance to see what we do at home, on big stages.
How it works in the big world.
And we were, those people offered us the opportunity to give them concepts and ideas about their stage because we, like I said, we were coming partying on the streets of Oakland and playing those instruments in church. So it's different with us. So that we would be like throwing ideas Sheila's way or throwing ideas Tremaine's way and they liking this and incorporated the show. And so we was like, we do this shit all day at home. We got home. It's like, hey man, we gotta focus on this.
Right.
And
Put it together and
about
do
the
it.
next year we got signed.
So what were you guys were touring separately.
Yes.
Raphael was with Sheila E.
Mm-hmm. And Tim was with Sheila E. and Carl Wheeler was with Sheila E.
Okay. And then so when you guys came together, that was, what year was that? 88?
That was 88. It was 87 when they were doing that though.
Okay.
Maybe, 86, 87.
Wow.
In 87, I wasn't doing anything. Maybe having lunch at school.
Yeah. 87. Maybe. So
I wasn't doing anything either. But jamming, man.
Man.
I used to stand
wasn't doing anything but being on tour.
Yeah.
I mean, no. In 86, I was living in a pad where my stepfather had, and he was an antique dealer, and he, sprinkled me with that game when I was young. So I knew about old rugs and stuff. So I had a house full of that, and that's where we all jammed in front of a stereo all day.
Man.
Raiden would come over there because he was never really home. So 3-bedroom pad I had, and you can imagine how we were doing it.
Yeah.
All we did is jam all day, and go out and then go jam at clubs and stuff. So, yeah, man.
Man, you're a complex dude, man.
That's it.
Wow.
That's why you say complex.
I'm
a simple dude.
Hearing all these things that you got going on though, and all the things that were happening at the time, and
simultaneously, right?
As a fan, when you look at your the bands that you love, and you kind of see how they come up, and you have like a linear understanding of this happened, and then this happened, and this happened, but you had a lot going on all at once.
And I'm still like that.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm still like that. And you know what's scary? I'm really like that.
It's
like it's going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That will never go away.
Yeah.
It's
That's just how your
You
personality
know what I mean?
works.
And that's my drive. Man, thank God, for me, I was the person that got, as much as I like Trinidad, I got real sick in Trinidad. You know what I mean? Like wheelchair bound and the whole thing coming back, and, doctor said I had a stroke or whatever else, and I got back and I was having the greatest time of my life.
Wow.
So look, that happened to me, man, at a very young age. And then, I took that into fold of what I do, man. I was like,
you don't take a single day for granted
at all.
Yeah.
Man.
Please.
It comes
like
through.
I'm on somebody else's time right now and I'm enjoying it. So
Yeah.
I'll take this for granted. But anyway,
Wow.
all of that being said, I forgot the point.
It don't matter.
man.
It's
No, when I got sick, when I
Uh-huh.
got sick, if you see my energy, you can tell I'm one of those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that. People call it ADD or something. I thought, like, the hell with you. With
No,
me,
I don't think that defines that at all.
I've learned that. And I'm sure I went through that phase where I did have that.
Uh-huh.
But because of my experiences, it's not that at
Yeah.
all with me. Now I'm matter of factual about what I do. And I know I have time in my life to do certain things. So I take my time about organizing because I made all the mistakes moving too fast. And if it wasn't for me getting sick like that and doctors giving me crazy medicine about this and that and the other to go to sleep, how to wake up, how to this, that, and the other. And then one day, a buddy of mine, I never smoked weed in my life until I was like 30 years old, and I smoked a joint and I slept the best in my life. And I became that besides that extra hyper person, this, that, and other. I now take my time.
Yeah.
And I'll look at things.
Yeah.
And I'll take it in, I'll listen more, and I'll listen. So I never worked all those senses till I was 30.
No kidding.
And I'm like, whoa.
And so you're just more introspective now than you were even back then.
Definitely. Come on.
Man.
And
God,
some of
thinking
that
about
comes with
God.
age and wisdom too.
That definitely comes with that.
But when you open up some of
I
your
would say,
senses, like you said, that you hadn't
Youth is
previously.
wasted on the young. I'm one to know. I'm one to fucking know, bro.
Yeah.
Youth is wasted on the young. Can we talk about your relationship with your brother?
Man, it's fly as hell right now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What has it ever not been?
It went through some changes. Come on. Bro.
Sure, that's
But
what
you
happens
know
with
what?
family, and then family that's under the type of scrutiny that you guys put yourself under with the fame of the group.
Yeah.
What? Tell us about it.
Well, no, in terms of family, it's always been
Sure.
cool on family. But in terms of how we worked, it got really crazy with us simply because we had no experience.
Yeah.
And we were just dumped into this business. We're going from being some broke cats making $50 a night to spending $100,000 a week.
Yeah.
Right.
And all of a sudden, woo!
Man,
roll.
that'll
So
send anybody into a tailspin.
then, we were all incorporated. We were just family. We would go to LA. We were all, even though we had separate bedrooms, we all stay in one room, cap on each other all night and fall asleep.
I love it.
And the record company come get us in the morning. We got to go to our rooms and get dressed.
Scoop
and he
you
was
up.
like, why do we get y'all all these damn rooms? You only sleep in one room because we were just,
That's how you
tight.
work.
it wasn't until we got pulled certain ways in this energy of the business that things got difficult with us.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that's such as life. That's what it is.
That's true.
In life, if you never taste it, you never know.
Yep.
I can say that now.
And you both you were in the midst of a unique experience. I mean,
Definitely.
It's not like you can just look at somebody and say, hey, help us out. Because people haven't been through that.
No.
I mean, what set of brothers could you just look at? You couldn't look at, somebody in your family and say, well, how did you guys do it? Because you guys were doing something nobody had done.
Yeah. But I mean, me, I grew up for me, it worked because I just grew up in an age and your word is your word. If you lose, you lose. The hustling to me is being a man of your word. If you lose, don't count nobody else's dough. So just having that mentality, certain things I could never see family in the wrong light. It's just that we got confused. Yeah. And we had a lot of things around us, like we was making good dough.
Right. That ruins a lot of people.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And you have started having different camps that's successful, and then everybody's not speaking on behalf of what's good for the family because it's only business. And that's why I learned how to separate business. I never took it really personal,
right.
But I just understood that, things got to work out. People just take care of themselves. And if that didn't happen, the situations we were in with record labels would have been bad. So that's the reason why it happened, because those contracts that would have probably had us fucked up for the next 10 or 15, 20 years had to go away.
Wow.
And then we come now, me and him, we sit around jamming each other. It's like, boy,
that was a
we
blessing.
We would have been one of those R&B groups that they just, because we're not that.
You're right.
Yeah.
We are for real about, we can go separately and get our own. When we come together, it's definitely a different energy. We know that.
Sure.
We can sit right here and we just go and shit comes out. Me and Ray just jam.
Yeah.
But the way we decide we want to do something new together is we just do it and put it out because we got something to say, not because we're trying to meet some quota or this, that, and the other.
Right.
And we jam together. People
he was
wanna
here
book us
last
together.
week, you said.
Yeah, and getting it in. We must have, but he came and organized the show for us. He came and, man, I was like, boy,
So his
I hadn't
input
felt that
is still
energy. Even when he's not here, it is. It's just that you're only getting one dimension of us. You know what I mean? When you get us both together, people realize how we were able to manipulate and move through the system. Because he's one of those ones that's real hard on the band. This, that, and the other. I like to party.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep it going like that. And he knows that he's gonna make sure that structure and them hits is on point. But I'm like, man, make them do this so people can go like that right there.
Right.
Then come back to that. And he'd be like, okay, well, so that everybody got a chance to see. Now you only been seeing Dwayne for the past 10 years. And now you see his other part. Now what you gonna say?
Yeah.
And, he had to come in here and check some people like, you guys got some bad habits with my brother. But this is how we roll.
Wow.
This ain't got nothing to do with you. But that bass playing you do it or that's something that ain't working,
You gotta
bro.
tighten that up.
This how it should go.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you should have saw that. Now that's what I looked at him like. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, that's maybe
what
a
I'm talking
news
about.
flash, but that's something that just should stay right here.
Yeah.
You know, we'll look at the end product and enjoy that.
Yeah.
But
Just
what
want to
about-
let you know it's been real nice to, we go out and chill around the lake
Yeah.
because he's out here quite frequently now, and I'm down around there, so we chill
He
out.
lives in
talk
LA
about-
now.
Yeah, but he's living
Okay.
out here quite a bit too.
I see.
But we just talked about some cool things that we're both doing that would be so fly. Like he has a compound in LA that's ridiculous.
Wow.
And it's in a neighborhood that's much like this is now, but he got his 15 going on 20 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir.
So he did fairly well. Let's say that.
To say the least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And he still has it down there. And I mean, the people like Elton John and Pharrell fall through there, and my son is experiencing the best.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's really me and my brother sold a lot of things up real tight. And it was, like I said, family was always been family. The other stuff was going wrong. And, we saved each other. You know what I mean? It's been about over a year when I moved to LA and things went, crazy with me, and then, I had to step out of the situation, and my brother took over and made sure they stayed focused. And I didn't have to worry about my kids being in LA on some old LA shit.
Right.
They was only to the studio, to the pad, to work out, to the studio, to school, whatever. So, and they wasn't in none of
Too busy to get
too busy getting
distracted.
it to get it.
Yeah.
They were too busy getting it to get it.
That's true.
Yeah. And I mean, the cats went and did the music for this movie called Black Nativity, produced by Forrest Whitaker,
Okay.
And my son did the opening situation on it.
Hey,
And
that's
went out
great.
and
Huh.
Cats went out and got some publishing deals and been like, sheesh, Dad, we're doing it.
Man.
You don't have to buy me lunch anymore.
Man. Thank
No
you.
more lunch money.
Yeah.
That's when every father has arrived.
Yeah.
Ooh, and my
Seeing
daughter's
your kids doing
23 years old, and I'm a granddad now.
Wow.
I'm pops.
Grandpa Tony.
Man.
Now it's really pop life. What you talking
Yeah,
about?
no
No
kidding.
On a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, this is a good medium for you, man. I know
What's that?
you just loose with the mic and
Yeah.
dropping wisdom. And
That's good.
do you do any spoken word? You ever just set up in the
I
coffee
had
shop?
one look. No, that's what the Java House was going on
Yeah.
like that. That's what it was about. Poetry and expression.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, I wrote a poem. And so I was doing some stuff. I don't know if you ever heard of the Punani poets, Jessica Holter.
No.
She's from Oakland.
Okay.
Long time friend. But she really made the Java House, crank and being that central spot for poetry.
Wow.
And Gregory Bridges, you know what I mean? Or KPFA radio.
Uh-huh.
And those type of people bringing energy over there. So yeah, I've been in the spoken word heavily.
Yeah.
I used to do the soul rays, at these warehouses.
Yeah.
Something like this, but it was sort of illegal. Maybe I'm thinking of myself.
Yeah.
But
That was a long time ago.
yeah, long time ago. But I used to do these soul rays with Jessica, and I call them the coffee shop.
Okay.
And she would bring the poets and the women, and I'd bring the musicians and the back line.
And musicians
and
like
we
women.
merged in the coffee. And
Right.
Yeah.
and I
Just
saw
coffee.
this in Amsterdam, so I brought this concept over here and started doing that. And coffee shop turned into the Java House.
I didn't realize coffee was such a big part of your life, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until I had the Java House.
Yeah.
I just liked how you can go to a coffee shop and get more than just coffee
Yeah.
in Amsterdam.
Right.
That was beautiful.
So when we got here today, it was about 1:00.
Yeah,
That's right.
You had just arrived and said, well, I got to get my day started, man. I got to get some coffee.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, well, this is terrific, man. I like hanging around with Dwayne because he starts his day at 1:00.
Yeah.
His cup of coffee comes at 1:00. So what I should have said when I said, okay, well, I'll get over here and we'll start getting set up. I should have said, I'll have some coffee with you.
Yeah.
Because you know your way around some coffee.
Man, I learned my way around some coffee via my wife, and then, I never stepped behind the counter.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was that creative and marketing part of the job. But in terms of how I saw it start out being something we enjoyed having musicians and entertainers over, when the city kind of shut us down because I had a massive sound system over there, dude.
Oh, man.
My girl was like, dang, you bringing more and more sound every day. I had like 4 to 8 subwoofers and some high-ends.
So your neighbor about 11 doors down was saying, yeah, man.
I was rattling walls at night on Lakeshore. In that little spot. It was only like 1,200 square feet.
Wow.
What? Then you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So seeing how we were making our money over there, and we were between Pete's and Starbucks.
Yeah.
And they shut us down with that, so we had to really go into the coffee. She went into tasting different coffees, met these 2 Latin guys who were roasting, came up with our own brew, organic, fair trade coffee, and people started loving the coffee and showing up every morning. And that's how I learned.
And that's bread and butter.
That's how I learned.
Wow.
About coffee, the difference between, this one and that one.
And you don't think you're a complex dude.
Yeah, he knows about coffee.
Man, you hustle like on the hustle scale. You're all the way on the 11 side of it. But man, you got coffee.
This one has 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You write poetry, you write songs, you play the guitar.
This one has 11.
No.
Yeah.
What's that?
Spinal Tap. When I think about hustling, this is the thing that's kind of been revealed to me in the last several days getting to know you. I think about hustling, I think about Too Short. And we bring that up and you're like, well, I made a documentary about Too Short.
Yeah.
Fly.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a copy before you leave, too.
Okay.
Man, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this is my first time doing film production. He was my second one. My first one was a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I figured, hey, if I can, instead of putting this money on an album, I can do a movie and do all the music to it for less.
Huh.
Yeah.
I want to do documentaries on people.
I see.
And this was in 2001.
Okay.
There was no VH1, this, that, and other. There was no,
behind the music and all
behind
that
the
stuff
music.
hadn't even come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither had Unsung.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I just figured, people that done great things, and I knew Short personally.
Right.
But
compelling story.
knowing how he
compelling
survived
character.
some things that I wouldn't even want to talk about.
Right.
Us knowing each other in the 70s.
Yeah.
I know Short, and he know me.
Yeah.
So to see him survive that long and still doing it and looking
Man.
better and doing better and better, I'm like, he's prime example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Absolutely.
Because I know his mom. I'm not saying I know her, but I know that she's very smart, school teacher. This, that, and other.
School teacher.
And people around him was very sharp.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he got sharp streetwise as well.
Yeah.
He incorporated the best, and it's obvious. That's why he's Too Short.
That's right. And the longevity speaks for itself.
Please.
And man.
Yeah, and that's the hard work of those choices that he makes to continue to be a relevant contributing artist.
Yeah.
It's easier to just say, that's good enough, I'm going to do something else, and then you're gone and doing whatever that thing is, but
I
he
imagine
stayed
if
in
you sit down and talk to Short, he'd be talking just like I'm talking.
Yeah.
Because right now, he just moved from Oakland a year ago.
Uh-huh.
He moved it back down there, and I moved here. And he's got a green screen stage down there shooting some things.
No kidding.
So if you sit and talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be talking to me.
Yeah.
But you may have some dirtier things, talking. Well, if I could have songs where I call up all the,
Man.
do you know? I'd be like him, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Bitch. They'd be like, what? Did you
What
call
did
me?
he say? Hold on. I heard
R&B
the first.
cats, we get it rough, man.
Yeah.
You got some right. You got some rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he first started coming out, I mean, you wouldn't have associated the two of you because the music that the two of you were making was so different.
Yeah, we were right down the street from each other.
But the thing is, I don't know. I think I can pretty confidently say that everybody I know who loves Too Short love Toni, and vice versa.
Hey, Too Short incorporated Oakland, and he incorporated the funk and live music. He had Al Eaton doing beats for him.
Man.
That's like having me lay out some beats. Back then, bro, I was doing beats.
Al
Yeah.
Knock.
Yeah.
So anyway, Al Eaton, they called him Baby Jesus. He was the one that was, when Short took it to from one groove where it was synthesized with my boy, and then took it to him, man, that music started sounding like Parliament behind
It
Short.
started getting thick
and
and
it was
funky.
musicianship, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So just him knowing that.
What
And
was
that-
Al Eaton as a player? Was he a guitar
He was
player?
a hell of a guitar player.
Yeah.
Played with a group called the Together band.
Yeah.
Together,
Long time Bay Area
They dope too.
legend.
Yeah.
Al Eaton.
Ain't
One
he?
Little Indian. Where is Al Eaton?
I believe he's in L.A.
Okay.
I recorded some stuff with Beyonce at his pad as well.
Huh.
What is so?
He had, where was this? I remember he had a place on the
Al
Arlington.
Eaton's? Last time I saw him, I recorded a song on, what's the boy's name? I want to say Rasan Patterson.
Okay.
You ever heard of Rasan Patterson?
No.
You'll hear him. He's a dope singer. Super dope. And he was only about 22, I guess, when I did that.
Rasan Patterson.
You
heard it here first.
Yep.
Break it down, listeners.
Recorded at Al Eaton's, the guy that did Too Short's music.
Yep.
So one of the things we've had with a couple of our musical guests, we talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our favorite candidates, we hope they get into, is NWA. But here's the thing about NWA, right?
Yeah.
They can't play the gig because it's corporate. They're going to put it on TV, and there's not a song that they have that's safe for TV.
You know that induction ceremony that they do, the first hit? Do you watch these things? You don't watch a lot of television.
Not a lot, but I catch stuff.
Yeah.
So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, whenever they have a new class, they do the induction, and then somebody comes up and will say, like some artist that was influenced by this inductee will go up and say, a few words about why they were important and why they were cool, and then the artist comes up to accept their induction, and then the band
and then they grab mics.
Will play some of the songs, so like when they inducted Prince, they had the band come up and they'd play, a little medley of songs and do about 15 minutes. What NWA song are you going to play for that VH1 audience?
You can play something. And this is TV, so
Express Yourself.
I don't know.
The clean version of Express Yourself. That's
maybe.
It. So,
but like Too Short.
At that
all those
point,
guys.
you might as well get, if NWA deserves to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I think they do.
Absolutely.
Oh, they definitely.
Short.
Yeah. They
Isn't Run DMC in there?
Where is Short?
Run DMC. Yeah, Too Short.
Too Short
goes.
Too long.
And
definitely goes.
And it's, again, how does he play a song? Like you'll have to I don't know how you get a Too Short song to a
And I want him to go up there with a full band and play Paula and Janet. That's what I want to do. Anyway, here's some other things I want to say in front of you. My favorite Toni song is Dance Hall.
There's no music like the dance hall music I know.
That just happened right now.
We were straight partying
in
Trinidad. Me and
General
Grant, we used to bring the parties back. Go to Watercolors party outside. Man. You walk down the street, you hear the sound system. It's about 30 blocks down or whatever. Man, and this cat General Grant used to always come to the studio and kick it with us, and we play the 5 Heartbeat movies and go out to a club and party all night.
Man,
and bring the party back and record songs. That's how we did Slow Wine. But that one in particular, he was leading. He was like, "Do this one right here, do this lick here," and then I put my own little thing in there for the verse. And that was magic. That's strange that you would say that. That never was a release.
It was on Sons of Soul.
Yeah, but not a release.
Oh,
see,
yeah, right. It wasn't a single.
It was a release. It was on that album.
Trinidad, man. I lived across the street from a bunch of people from Trinidad. I lived in Fort Lauderdale, and so I don't know. You know this about them, John, but they have a party all the time. Like there's a holiday, and if there's not a holiday, they'll invent one. They'll be like, "It's Grandma's half birthday," and then boom, party, and they party.
Grandma is 88 and a half.
Yeah, they will find a reason and drink some rum and coke all night long. Man,
good rum and coke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, it's
White
so
oak.
good. Yeah, and then beautiful people
and pineapple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no. Yeah. The pineapple, man, and the coconuts.
Yeah.
The coconut water and vodka.
Ooh.
Or white oak.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's the
another thing they'll say.
Why are we here so early?
Man.
We need to be here later.
But it's
in
Friday,
the day,
bro.
Really, man.
It's Friday. Just getting started.
It is Friday.
Man.
I play tomorrow though, man, so I'm not going to go too hard tonight. I play tomorrow for the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation over on Treasure Island.
Okay.
Oh, you're playing over there? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Just me to the head with a couple of musicians.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
And,
who's playing with
support.
you? Go ahead, give him a plug.
Well, I know Ricky Rick is.
Okay.
And he's a saxophone player. We've been doing things together for years, and we're both out to support this.
Okay.
Man, you do a lot of stuff. I know we keep saying it, but there's Toni dates on the website. You're going out and you're playing. You're making documentaries. You're making a creative space here in Oakland. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And the party never stops. So while Pete's saying that,
Yeah.
you know, the hand,
He's got his hand.
Dwayne's
in
got
there.
his hand in the air. The party never stops. I want to say before I forget, I just want to say my cousin's name, Daryl Carbolito, because he'll say, man, you did a podcast with Dwayne Wiggins and you didn't mention my name. Cause man, we were big Toni fans.
Oh, like that?
So there you go, Daryl. That's for
Hey,
you.
well, I mean, you know what? This new project is the New York Rock Exchange.
Yeah.
And it's our new music, and you can own a piece of Toni's song.
You can
the
own
new
a
release.
piece.
And I mean, I'm one of those people that a lot of people believe you release a song, you got to sell millions, you do this, that, and the other, such. I believe in the long run. You write songs, they last forever. They're not tunes.
That's
And
right.
so this one here is a limited edition, and actually it has been accepted for a Grammy.
Hey.
It has been
Terrific.
accepted. It hasn't done the record sales or nothing. It's
Right.
basically the Grammys organizations really judge songs on what you enter them in.
Yeah.
Like the best song structure or the
Right.
best such. And
So
we're
what's it up for? What's it nominated for? It's on the ballot because the ballot
pop
just came
song
out, right?
of the year, the greatest song there ever was.
The greatest song ever.
of the year.
In the story. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. Right?
Okay.
I don't know what they accepted it as. You know
I
what I
see.
mean?
Yeah.
But it has been. I mean, I'm honored. I mean, me and never see the light of day. But the fact of the matter is,
It's
we
being
know
considered.
that it's a real song to even be considered.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right.
And that's legit. We've talked
Sleep.
about
Yes,
this.
indeed. So the song for our listeners is called "It's a Beautiful
It's
Thing."
a beautiful thing. Yep.
Obviously inspired by some kind of love for the Beatles, because it's got a lot of Beatles. in it.
Straight up. Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like some Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
But Eleanor Rigby.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's a guitar and violin, string quartet, and vocal.
Yeah. You can hear
It's
it.
a gorgeous
It's a
song.
Right
gorgeous
on,
song.
man. Thanks.
And for also for our listeners, if you buy a share in "It's a Beautiful Thing," there's a special remix
Yeah.
that only shareholders will get. So in addition to the beautiful song, you get another version of the beautiful song.
Yes.
And I don't want to promise anything,
Yeah.
but I will say that when we had Jeff Anderson from New York Rock Exchange on
Yeah.
our podcast, and he said that, and he was promoting "It's a Beautiful Thing."
Okay.
He said that you, in particular, of all the artists that he's worked with, he singled you out as somebody who really gets the consumer experience, unlike many other artists.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, okay.
he said that you guys were hanging out. This is a great story. He said you guys were hanging out, and you said, "Who's a shareholder? Bring up a shareholder. Let's see. Let's call one." And he
Yeah.
pulled one up, and you pulled out the phone and called
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
And so that's as much as he told us. But I want to know how this conversation go, because I know if I was just walking down the street,
No,
and
let
the
me just
phone-
say this.
and I answer the phone.
Someone connected, they gave me a number, whatever else on the iPad,
Uh-huh.
and we just hit her up, and then when she pops up, here's where it all is full circle.
Okay.
It's about getting out there and performing. She says, I went to your show last year, and I'm such and such. So that fan had saw me, and that's what made her connect. It probably could have been a booty song,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
but she wanted to have a piece of the Tonys.
Right.
Man.
That sounds kind of nasty. I want to have a piece of the So look.
But you too can have a piece of the Tonys.
You can have
Just
a
go
piece
to
of the Tonys.
New York Rock Exchange
and buy
and
them.
buy a share
Yeah.
of "It's a Beautiful Thing," and you will actually be registered as a copyright holder in
Yeah.
the Library of Congress for a Toni song. So
That's hot.
is,
www.newyorkrockexchange.com. Go check it out.
There's a link on our website to go there too. So
There
if you
is.
go to breakdownshow.com and then check out the New York Rock Exchange link. You will find the answers to your questions.
Absolutely. Man, how
No
you
problem.
doing on time?
Man, I think I'm good. I don't even know what time it is.
So what else do you want to talk about?
Girls.
All right.
All right.
I'm
Girls.
divorced legally.
Oh, nice.
Woo!
It's
Let's go.
time.
No,
It's
He's
time,
free.
man.
He's free.
You know what? I'm single
Ladies.
too, and I like tequila, but I'll drink rum, I'll drink vodka. I don't care. So
Yeah.
let's do this.
There
Hey,
we
man,
go.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for the Halloween
Oh, yeah.
party. Yeah, we're going to call it Boo.
Where are you
Boom.
doing a Halloween party?
Boo.
Boo.
B-O-O.
Are you hosting one here?
Yes, we are.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
So that's why we start putting the gobo up. Just like we want to try some stuff, you know what I mean?
What day is Halloween?
On
Friday.
Friday.
It's
This
Friday.
year,
It's
Halloween
on-
fell on the weekend.
That's what I'm asking. I have to.
Yeah,
I'm going to be partying anyway.
that's right.
You know what I mean?
Just because it's Friday, but it's also Halloween. It's going to be freaky in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. A
this
good group of
place
people.
has a freaky
all
vibe to begin
DJs.
with.
I'm the first R&B dude to give a party like this with all female DJs.
Ooh,
Hey.
ooh.
All right.
Man,
Did
there's
some
two
badass
things,
ones
two
too, bro.
things I love to see females do.
What's that?
DJ
Huh?
and play bass.
And play.
I don't know why that is.
I like to see them
but
play drums, man.
Oh, see? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing them play drums either, but for some reason, man, I look at a woman playing bass and that makes her even more attractive.
We watched Sheila E. play the drums during Dave Letterman's solo week, and that was hot. I mean, the drum playing was great, but she looked fantastic.
Yeah, man, you know what? Since we've been talking about all these things we did way back, I've been loving Sheila E. since Raphael was on tour with her. How could you not?
Man. I mean, I remember Sheila E. when she was straight jazz with it. You know what I mean? With the little afro and over in the Fruitvale getting it.
Yeah, that's way back.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What other things can you tell us, insightful things about artists that have been around since you were, back in the early days?
Rick James.
Rick James.
I mean, seeing when he first came out and introduced
Vanity. Tina Marie.
Oh, yeah.
When he first brought her on stage.
Yeah.
At the Coliseum.
The very first time?
First time in Oakland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then meeting him later on in life and jamming with him and then getting cussed out by him. That's what's dope.
You got cussed out by Rick James.
Now, how many
There's
people
a badge
can say
of
that?
honor right
there is
there.
a few that can say that, but very few.
Go ahead, whip that story out on us.
No.
What was he cussing at?
We gave him hell on a show at the Greek Theater in Berkeley, and then he was a little hoarse and he didn't take advantage of it. We went in hard, man. We were in Denver. He kicked my door and he said, "All right, mother." I was like, he came in tonight. I'm gonna kick you. And he did kick our ass, but I was like, I got cussed out by Rick James.
Yeah,
because you whooped his ass at the Greek.
I don't know, but I think we had the upper hand. A lot of people knew us, but we partied.
Right,
we partied. It was a good show. Rick James, the Stone City Band, crazy
man, funky.
Oh my God,
funky.
The truth, the cold truth.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to compete with the band that parties on stage. I mean, like the Chili Peppers have made a career doing
Big
it.
Party on stage.
Yeah, and you have to.
You can feel the difference, man.
Yeah, you gotta feel it. You do.
It's a lot. It's amazing though that you guys have the longevity that you have, the longevity that you have, because most of the bands that are known for partying on stage, they just, they flash.
Yeah.
And then they're done, and they don't have, that balance of. I mean, you guys as much partying on stage as you did. You had so many love songs
and other songs. I mean, other stuff we're involved with. Tim, I haven't said much about him, but Tim does a lot of stuff in the gospel world.
Yeah,
and he's doing some things that resonate because even though he plays drums with the Tonys, he's a crazy piano player.
Okay,
he's the one that wrote all the music to "It Never Rains" in Southern California. That was him, and we just had to. Happen to hear it with his weird ass late at 3 a.m. or something. Yeah. The next morning, we're like, dude, this is dope. And
let's record it.
Yeah.
How does that writing process work for you? Do you write a lot of songs? Like,
with us, we both have 3 different personalities, and you could hear it on the wax. You know what I mean? Notice I said wax.
Wax.
You could hear it on the tracks or the songs. Raphael would be good with those melodies and carrying it and coming up with some lyrical content and titling of stuff. And then melody wise, hook wise and stuff, I knew how to drive that in, and Tim made sure musically it stayed 100. Whether someone else was playing piano, he'd go and show him the right way. But for the most part, that was the chemistry of us, the 3 different personalities. I brought the little fun party bang to it. Ray brought the loveness to kick back, and then we merged on that. Tim brought that gospel twist. And then us just being a jam band.
Man, what a recipe.
Yeah, it's managed to work for us. Now we've been coined as the guys that started the
Neo Soul movement. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it really.
One more movement that you're on the front of.
I really think of you guys as being kind of the custodians of soul music for a generation.
It's deep to think that, but then I think about where it first came about. It's us using keyboards like the Wurlitzer and just those big body guitars like that have a different tone. They make you feel a different way, but then adding the orchestra and all that too, that's, adding real instruments. That's what the Neo Soul sound is to me, because to us, we're just playing soul.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Real soul.
Real soul indeed.
That's a.
Look, man, I don't think we can top that. I'm going to say, hey, man.
Hey, let's go get some wine.
I love Dwayne Wiggins. Thank you very much for being on our show. We're going to try and rope you back in here, though, for some more. We're going to do some more things out of here and hopefully be part of the inspiration that
Hey, man, you see I got a grand piano. I got to be 3.
Yeah.
grand piano and a B3 right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
And not just here. They're plugged up and ready to go.
There's a F-hole guitar. There's a drum set. There's a
They got a
Strat.
drum I don't know the name of.
There's a gong hanging up
There's
in
a
here.
gong.
If you play anything, if you are
Earth, Wind & Fire had one.
yeah,
Even if you don't play
absolutely.
something, you
Rick
can grab
James had
something.
Tiffany drums.
okay, I
See?
can see that.
That's next.
Yeah. All right.
Tiffany's.
I don't know where you get a set of timpanis from. We were just talking about
Somebody got to
timpanis
be
the
like,
other
I
day.
can't
We were
store
like,
this shit. Please, can you take
Yeah.
that off me or something?
All right, listeners, let's get on that. If you know somebody who's got
With
that
a
set of
Tiffany, the
timpanis
Tonys want the Tiffany.
sitting in there, that storage space that they're trying to clean out,
Yeah.
Yeah. How about a
Tiffany's
harmonica?
awesome.
Let's get one of those in here.
it's probably a dozen
Harmonica?
harmonica.
I'll tell you the instrument, and I played it on It's a Beautiful Thing, the solo. This is where that song has a chance.
Uh-huh.
I played a kazoo solo at the end of It's a Beautiful
You said
Thing.
you were bad in the kazoo.
Man,
I'm a cold.
Dwayne Wiggins will burn on the kazoo.
Hey, man. Look. This is what
If
Ray
you got
all it would be like.
a comb and some tissue paper,
Because I would bring
Dwayne
that
will make
kazoo out
music.
on stage and start soloing. They'd be like, would you stop?
Do you cry when you play
somebody go get him.
No,
We
other
got to
people
carry
do.
him away.
it? I'm gonna cry.
We got to carry him away.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank
Seriously.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Much love.
All right.